Dragonshire guys, first pick, first ban, going over to Bob Ross Fan Club. What are they going to look to deny here?
Lots of options to try to take away from Cloud9. Could see the ban on Murden, and it will be the ban on Murden.
I like that ban.
Yep.
I like it a lot from Bob Ross. They have a very unique style where they can play with a lot of different warriors.
Yes.
And, Cloud9, of course, they have King Caffeine, who does have a very deep hero pool, but it's more of a comfort style from Bob Ross, where they're used to doing these diverse things with their front line.
Right. They've been finding success with choking out Cloud9 with the warriors, and now we'll see what Cloud9 will respond with. Dragonshire is a battleground that we've seen Azmodan in the past.
I don't know if this is the game to do that. There's a lot on the line.
They're thinking about it, though. They're at least thinking about whether or not they ban the Toronto or if they ban something else.
They are thinking very, very hard there. Let's see K1 Pro talking down there at the end of the line. They're trying to figure out what they want to ban. Don't train. Thinking hard as well, and it's going to be the Toronto.
All right, so they're going for the safe ban here. Now Bob Ross have first pick, Insta-Kael'Thas.
Insta-Kael'Thas. I mean, Zuna has been playing out of his mind on that hero. The gravity lapses have been on point. Positioning has been phenomenal this series. Cloud9 with the next two picks. Do they want to lock in that ETC or potentially Joanna? Because they could get banned out of a warrior.
Yeah. And if that is a concern for them, then they really do need to lock that in. But maybe if they could grab something here, they Zeratul and Falstad, actually.
Wow, really cool pickups here from Cloud9. We saw the Zeratul bans coming out to prevent Zuna from getting it, but they did pick up the Zeratul themselves. iDream did play very well day one on that Zeratul on Battlefield of Eternity, I believe was the map.
He was frightening.
Yeah. Falstad, of course, being a great hero that K1 Pro has had much success on, and the last two games that Bob Ross has won, they did have Falstad. McIntyre was playing out of his mind on Falstad as well.
Yeah, really a fantastic job from McIntyre too. For us knowing him as the melee assassin flex, still being able to flex in that Falstad role and make some really key plays for the team. Now Bob Ross going to pick up Uther. So they will have, it's been a fight over the support this entire time. And it will be Bob Ross who's able to pick up the Lightbringer.
Let's wait to see here what Bob Ross wants to lock in for that last spot. They could potentially lock in that ETC for Urho, and then try and ban out the Joanna to force King Caffeine onto maybe just a solo warrior Leoric.
But with picking up that ETC, Cloud9 have already shown Falstad. Yeah. So if the idea is that they will be able to have the mosh pit, you may not necessarily want to try to pick that into the Mighty Gust.
Bob Ross, what will they be doing here? They're waiting. They are thinking very, very hard on this. I mean, there's the option of Sonya. They love putting McIntyre on it. I don't think they've won a game versus Cloud9, though, with Sonya.
Dipping into the time reserves to try to figure this out. There's a lot of options and a lot of things to consider, as they won't have a lot of picks for a while.
There it is, the ETC. Okay.
ETC
so we'll probably be seeing a Joanna ban come out from Bob Ross to try and chokehold Cloud9 out of a one of the solo warriors.
Right.
Cloud9, how will they respond? There's good damage. There's a good damage, there's a good support, and a good warrior for Bob Ross. So they just need to be looking to target something else. Something that they don't plan on running themselves. Potentially banning out Zagara. Maybe the Thrall or Sonya, depending on what McIntyre will be on.
Yeah, it's pretty difficult for them because Bob Ross played it pretty safe in the draft by having their support and their warrior, and then a really great damage dealer who can capitalize easily on either the power slide, the face melt, or even a hammer of justice that comes out. A lot of synergy already coming out from Bob Ross, and they've shown how well they can do with those heroes that synergize together like that.
Down to 20 seconds left in this time pool here. What will Cloud9 ban? They're thinking so hard on it. This is a tough decision to make. What are they afraid of in this situation? What hero makes Bob Ross's composition too terrifying to deal with? Will it be Sonya? Will it be Thrall? And it will be the Thrall.
All right, War Chief not showing up in this. Now Bob Ross have a ban of their own, and they have several options, like you mentioned. Likely to be a warrior to ban out here, but they also could try to chokehold the support.
So they're forcing them onto Joanna. Okay, I like this a lot. Now, what is Cloud9 going to do? They do have the option to go Kharazim Tassadar. And the last time we did cast Dragonshire, that Tassadar made wonders happen when it was Bob Ross versus Tempo Storm. Those shields, those force walls from McIntyre were so insane. So Cloud9 potentially looking to deny a Tassadar pickup. by stealing it themselves.
Yeah, a lot of heroes they can definitely catch with the force wall already on the side of Bob Ross. And
there it is.
Right, so Lieutenant Morales, I'm so pumped.
And Rainer, wow.
Nice, the Terran.
All three of these targets are fantastic targets for Stim Drone. Rainer just does insane single target damage. The Zeratul we've seen in the past with Stim Drone does so much with his auto attacks, and of course, I mean, the consistency from this tournament has been putting Stim Drone on fall stat.
Oh yeah, there are so many options there for Dunk Train to stem up. Now, just the Warrior remaining for Cloud9. Meanwhile, Bob Ross has their 2 picks left. What kind of damage are they going to bring out? Sonya still on the table.
Man, I really, really like that Leoric ban from Bob Ross. That probably completely changed the game plan Cloud9 had. They were probably looking to run Leoric Sonya with, maybe a Rhaegar pickup at the end, but denying that is really, really interesting to see. It should be that Joanna as that last pick. Bob Ross with their next 2 pickups. They have Zagara as an option. Really great solo laner. The best laner right now for Cloud9 is that Falstad. They could potentially lock in that Sonya as well. I mean, I wouldn't be so surprised if it was Sonya Zag, but Bob Ross, I mean, how often have we seen them run Zag in the past? They're not big fans of it.
Yeah.
I know Fan has a really good Zagara, though.
I really like having the penetrating round versus the ETC2, making sure that they have multiple ways of dealing with a mosh pit, should that be the heroic of choice for Airho. Tassadar is going to be one of the final 2 picks.
Man, he did work on that hero earlier today on this map. It's the reason why they beat Tempo Storm in that set. No surprise there at all.
McIntyre really making some plays for Bob Ross this weekend. A lot of really good players who are here. Sonya, the final pickup, and once again, we will see. Oh.
No. Another misclick that's happened. That's 2 heroic misclicks this tournament, by the way. Heroic leap and that judgment.
Oh, it was a misclick. It wasn't like a reactionary.
Yeah, there it is. No surprise to see that Joanna there. I mean, it was pretty much decided from the get-go there. Really cool drafts from both teams. I mean, I have to give it to Bob Ross fan club, though. This is as standard of drafts get. Cloud9, they've got a little bit of diversity with the early Zeratul pickup. They've got the Lieutenant Morales mixing the Rainer and Falstad. I'm really looking at Bob Ross right now.
You're giving it to Bob Ross?
I don't know if I'm giving it to him, but I think I like their draft a lot. Cloud9 is really good on Dragonshire.
You concerned about Cloud9?
I would say it's 45-55 in favor of Bob Ross right now.
Oh, all right. We'll have to see. I find your lack of faith disturbing in our poor our world champions.
I'm tired of these Star Wars references. We've been busting them out all tournament. This is the last game, guys. This is going to be super exciting here. Lieutenant Morales, played by Dunk Train. We knew he was going to be busting out this hero in this event. We had a feeling Bob Ross would as well. Such a great hero, such great versatility. But guys, the countdown has begun. This is the final game of the night. Will Cloud9 be able to continue their win streak in the history of their tournaments, or will Bob Ross get a win over Cloud9?
As you said, it seems very, very close between these drafts, but we do have the game starting up onto Dragonshire. And in the blue, go ahead.
Left-hand side of the map, it's going to be Cloud9. Make some noise if you want Cloud9 to win. King Caffeine on Leoric, iDream on Zeratul, Arthlon playing Rainer, Dunk Train on Morales, and Falstad played by K1 Pro.
And their opponents in red. They've brought it back after being down 0-2 in this best of 5. We have McIntyre playing Tassadar, Airho on ETC, Zuna playing, that's the Sonya, yes, Kenma, who will be on the Uther, and rounding it out, Fan playing Kael'thas. Bring it up, give some noise to Bob Ross Fan Club.
Throughout this series, the cheers for Bob Ross Fan Club have gotten louder and louder, and they're making a believer of the fans here and of the fans at home. They have done an excellent job of coming back in this set, and I want to talk about Zuna on the Sonya there. He was a former flex player for Tempo Storm. He has experience on these melee assassins, and I like the decision a lot because McIntyre played Tassadar so well earlier today.
Yeah, they know that they can do this. They're going to McIntyre's going to give up that Sonya in order to make the plays happen with that force wall once again. But I want to point out, triple season marksman on the side of Cloud9.
That's going to be a lot of auto attack damage. We already talked about in the draft, the Stim drone going to be a great potential target on all 3 of those assassins.
The last time we saw Lieutenant Morales, it was prolonged safeguard picked up at level 1, but this time we're playing for safety with Dunk Train on Morales, especially because there is just the one support. There's no Tassadar to try to help Morales out, so we've got Trauma Trigger to ensure that should she get caught out, if she gets below 50% health, she will get a safeguard immediately put on her.
Tri-lane push here in the bot from Fan, McIntyre, and Kemba. They're going to rotate up to the mid lane to shove out that wave as well. In the top lane, it's going to be Falstad versus Zuna.
I like the block on Sonya instead of something like a Warpaint because of the fact that it is so much of the auto attack damage coming out from Cloud9.
What will Cloud9 be able to do to stop these rotations from Bob Ross from mid to bottom? They're having difficulty dealing with it. A lot of their heroes scale slow. Zeratul doesn't get his power until 4 and then gets another power spike up 13. Raynor gets his power spike up 13. Falstad as well. So they have a really late game focused composition here. Cloud9's going to have to do the best they can to play as safe as possible.
Now the idea from that is really being okay with giving up some of the earlier structures and just trying to delay as long as possible until you do get those scalings and then start winning the team fights. As long as they might even though get the first blood, Kizuna has to whirlwind to get away. Both of the shrines being held by Cloud9 at this point.
Nice job trying to get that pressure on the Zuna, but they do get level 4 first. Bob Ross fan club as well, denying that bottom turning, or excuse me, shrine.
Protective shield going to be picked up from Uther. Not going to be Boundless Conviction, the range on his Holy Radiance, but it will be nice to have the protective shield for the double front line of ETC and Sonya.
Level 4 acquired by both these teams here. Focus attack, such an important tier for both Raynor and of course the version of it for Zeratul as well.
And the Master Warblade being picked up. This time it is going to be the Tailwind build once again for Falstad, so we're not going to be seeing Power Throw there. It will be Flow Rider allowing Falstad's abilities to come back faster when Tailwind is activated.
I really like the decision making from K1 Pro. Playing very, very safe, looking for the long haul. That's going to be great there, but a big dive on the Fan. iDream with the body block, but he's getting very low himself. Labs connects. It's going to be the death of Fan. No, he's just barely going to get out of there. No, he does go down, and iDream's still alive. Great heals from Dunk Train.
The rotation, though, from more members of Bob Ross fan club, but Dunk Train doing an amazing job of keeping everyone healthy, and the body blocks on top of Kinma ensures another kill for Cloud9.
First 2 of the kills were explosive there from Cloud9, really highlighting the skill Dunk Train has on Lieutenant Morales. They're going to secure themselves this bottom shrine. Can Cloud9 get themselves an early Dragon Knight? McIntyre getting very low, has to use the phase shift. Urho comes in for the interrupt. K1 Pro going to try and get McIntyre. He's so low, but not going to get the kill. iDream does blink out of there, and Zuna is on the top shrine. Maybe a bit of an overextension there from C9 that tried to go for a kill, and they lost the Dragon Knight because of it.
iDream looking for a long time for that body block, stood there waiting, but took a lot of the tower damage. Thankfully, though, did not lose him, so didn't give up any extra unnecessary experience to give to Bob Ross fan club, and because of that, Cloud9 still in the experience lead, about to pick up their level 7 talents.
Arthlon capping the bottom shrine for Cloud9. K1 Pro getting the top one. Can King Caffeine and iDream get themselves this turn in? We have an aggressive rotation from Fan, Kenma, and Urho. Zeratul's trying to get on the point. Nice delays from McIntyre. Zuna coming up from above, and they get denied the turn in, and potential collapse onto King Caffeine. He's taking some damage here. Hasn't used his trait yet. There's Iron Skin. Kenma coming in from above. Does not get the stun in time, though.
Oh, so many heals immediately, too, from Dunk Train. The good rotation there and staying very safe, allowing Johanna to try to get around those body blocks, but they may have caught Zuna here. K1 Pro looking to slow him down with the hammering. Lightning Rod goes down on him too, but Zuna able to get behind the gate.
Level 7 picked up by both of these teams here. Still no talent from ETC or Uther from Bob Ross fan club, but we do see it will be cleansed from Lieutenant Morales.
Yeah, cleanse instead of the clear this time. We had infused grenade before with the clear, the increased knockback, but this time really wanting to make sure that they have what they need to be able to get people out of situations, especially something like a mosh pit.
Love the clairvoyance pick up to help deal with that. Zeratul, reveal him and prevent some of the surprise that happened. A lot of damage going on to King Caffeine. He pops the Iron Skin. He's rotating down to his team. iDream comes in. Nice condemn, and that's going to be the death of Fan. Oh, McIntyre getting very, very low. One more attack from iDream will be able to kill. But a nice turnaround from Zuna, and iDream's gonna fall.
Oh, great one-for-one trade here, but Cloud9 did have both of the shrines. Thankfully, though, Kenma rotating in, both of these teams trying desperately to make sure that they can have the shrines in their favor.
About a half-level lead right now for Cloud9 as they're getting very close to those level 10 heroics. Good rotations coming out from Bob Ross as well as they keep denying these Dragon Knights time and time again. We've seen the Shrines be in favor of Cloud9 multiple times this game, but we're still 6 minutes deep and still haven't seen a Dragon Knight.
Clairvoyance to be on Ether.
Yeah, I love that pickup against the Zeratul. Allows you to reveal him, allows you to scout aggressively on the map, see when an invasion's coming, and they do end up seeing that no one is coming up from below. And that gives them the opportunity to push into this. Nice play from Bob Ross.
Taking up a tower, trying desperately to get caught back up because Cloud9 very close to picking up their heroic abilities, and for a long time, they're going to have that up on their opponents. Bob Ross realizing this, moving back, and finally the first Dragon Knight being picked up by Cloud9.
Let's take a look at those level 10 and heroics. Gillyweed is going to be Mighty Gust, Blessed Shield, Void Prison. It's going to be the Stim Drone as well as Hyperion.
No surprise on the Stim Drone there. We'll see which targets we get that put on in later team fights.
Let's see here. They're trying to reposition himself. King Caffeine doing wonders with this Dragon Knight so far. They've increased their experience lead. Just a level head up. Not level 10 just yet for Bob Ross Fan Club. We got a nice push in the bottom lane from Dunktrain, iDream, and Arthlon. The Clairvoyance has been used to scout it out. There's a big collapse coming down on the fall stat. K1 Pro does use the Mighty Gust to try and disengage. Does barrel roll back as well, and he's going to be just fine. Nice disengage from K1 Pro and King Caffeine.
Really, really great play with an early Dragon Knight. It's very difficult to try to move in with the entire team, but Stim Drone on iDream and as well as the Hyperion pushes in, but now they might be getting the collapse from Bob Ross Fan Club.
That's Void Prison there as the rest of the team is coming down. King Caffeine coming up from the flank there. Slow goes down on the Fan. Bob Ross trying to force this here. iDream taking damage from Zuna. Here comes King Caffeine. The Blessed Shield connects there. Fan's in a bad spot. The Condemn does not connect though, and they're gonna survive.
Phoenix gonna push back Cloud9, and somehow, some way, Bob Ross has been able to keep that fort alive despite the fact that it is so incredibly low.
Battle still a level lead here for Cloud9 as they're securing themselves their giant camp in the bottom left. Bob Ross rotating S5 right now, going to be looking like Zuno's going to be starting the bruisers for them. Good job so far from these teams, playing very, very patiently despite being down in levels. Bob Ross is doing a good job of keeping their head clear and not getting in these awkward spots.
Yeah, they can always wait until the next Dragon Shrine phase as long as they don't find themselves down to level 13 to try to maybe catch some of the team being split up, trying to pick up both of the shrines. But unfortunately for them, they do find themselves down a full level, and Cloud9 are inching their way toward that level 13.
That's going to be the first fort of the game, falling over to Cloud9. Clairvoyance used by Uther, almost scouts out iDream. The thing about Clairvoyance is it also breaks stealth and continuously keeps breaking it. iDream can't re-stealth. That's such a huge advantage for Bob Ross if they can hit him with that.
Giants picked up on both sides. There goes the ones for the side of Bob Ross, but now with the rotations that Cloud9 have been doing, the very safe rotations, and iDream keeping an eye on what Bob Ross is up to, making sure that they're not coming in with a rotation of their own. They've been able to pick up their 13. They're almost there, looking immediately to get a fight on top of that.
With Wormhole at level 13 for Zeratul, steering attacks mixed in. We saw the Stim Drone go on him before. There can be a lot of single target damage coming out from Zeratul. We do see it's going to be the penetrating round load coming out from Arthlon, and it will be Giant Killer on Falstad.
Ultra Ground will be picked up by King Caffeine to make sure that he has that increased 20% shield from his Iron Skin, and if it gets taken down, reduces the cooldown from it too in case he needs to use it early on in the fight. Still not undecided on Lieutenant Morales. A lot of really good pickups there. Could go for Intensive Care. Also Spell Shield available and may need to be picked up because of the Kael'thas. Also Couples Therapy. Not seen too much here in the competitive scene though.
Level 13 almost here for Bob Ross. We got about half level to go. Force Wall almost catching K1 Pro there.
It is going to be Couples Therapy after all, so now he will be able to heal himself up along with the heal on the teammate. The only drawback to that though is that it is an increased mana cost. Has to make sure to watch that. It's nice that he has Infused Grenade though to help with that.
Yeah, very good talent choices coming out from Dunktrain, and this could potentially be nice disengage from Arthlon with a double penetrating round, and because of that they secure themselves another Dragon Knight.
Basically for free, moving in toward this mid fort, but keeping up the soak in all of the lanes, knowing that they have that advantage and not wanting to give that up. K1 Pro going to escort some minions onto that exposed top floor, but Arthlon could be in trouble. There goes one of the penetrating rounds. Will they be able to pick him up? Looking to push him back with the face mount. Arthlon healing himself up with his adrenaline rush, but no, full rotation, and Raynor will go down.
Yeah, Dunktrain knew he started rotating down, but he knew there was no saving Arthlon. If he went in there, he would have died himself, so nice job from him to save his own life there. Arthlon just being a little bit too far for them. These are the plays that Bob Ross needs to make to start working their way back into this game.
Yeah, and it's something that happens on Dragonshire. It's just people rotating around constantly. It's pretty easy to generally find somebody who is out there by themselves, and that was a great pickup on Raynor too. Not too much escape other than trying to just throw out this penetrating round and hope it's enough.
Full level lead here for Cloud9. They're getting very close to those 16 talents. There goes the power slide into iDream. He does blink out, does avoid the gravity lapse. Zuna at the front line trying to do damage with Dunk Train. Nice guts from K1 Pro to disengage for his team. Hey Caffeine goes for a nice 4-man condemn there. A lot of damage going out. Fan from the flank though. A Mosh Pit catching out iDream. Interrupt from Arthlon though, and now it's a 5v5 now at Raynor's back.
Dunk Train keeping everybody incredibly alive, and there goes the Void Prison on top of it. We have Stim Drone going down on iDream, but it is done now, and a gravity lapse means that Zeratul instantly gets taken out, but Kenma goes down as well.
1-for-1 exchange so far. What can Cloud9 do with this push? They're looking to take their second fort of the game as they're so close to level 16, Gilly.
Yeah, because of those Morales heals, everyone very topped off, but engaging underneath the fort, especially without minions, is very, very dicey, and they really don't want to give up that lead that you mentioned. They don't need to make the risky plays. It's the team that's behind that needs to make those, so that once again, showing their patient play as they hit 16.
16 has been acquired here by Cloud9. Very important here. This is where you get bullseye on Raynor for that stun lock. You can really isolate Fan and blow him up by yourself. King Caffeine have to be very careful. We're going to see Stone Skin again on Zeratul, Gilly.
Holy Renewal too with Johanna, which is nice too because she does have amplified healing on top of that from level 4. So really trying to keep herself healthy, making sure that Lieutenant Morales can focus on the 3 squishy members of the rest of the team.
Very smart play from that. As you saw earlier today, when Bob Ross played this map, that is going to be so important in these long drawn-out fights. Bob Ross is playing for the late game with this composition here, and they're very, very close to that level 16.
Now, along with the double penetrating round, we also have the double grenade too, as Second Opinion going to come out. And once again, we see Cloud9 trying to siege this mid fort.
Trying to get it down here. It's about a third of the HP left in. It's McIntyre trying his best to stall this out. Good heals from Dunk Train, and they're positioning themselves very, very well. At the same time, iDream was soaking that bottom lane, and now finally Bob Ross has 16. Buzzard Shield misses because the grenade pushed him out of the range.
It's a bit of a difficulty too with that displacement grenade too, is it really can push them away just in the nick of time like that. But 16 coming out, we will have Nerves of Steel for Sonya.
Oh, are they gonna get it? Wow! Cloud9 with a third Dragonite, getting that instantly.
Man, just being so ready for the phase to start. And on top of the shrines, they had Bob Ross pushed way back, so it took them a lot longer to make the rotations out onto the battleground, especially because they needed to clear out that lane because that mid fort was so low.
Arthlon's in trouble here. Gus comes from K1 Pro to help disengage. Really good job there. King Caffeine bunting away. Kel'Thas and McIntyre getting very, very low, as well as Urho. Kenmo is zoned away from 2 of his teammates there. Urho seems to be fine for now, though. They're kiting back very, very well. Zuna going for the flank on Dunk Train. Does hit Arthlon. Hyperion has been used. Phoenix going out to zone out the 3 members of Cloud9, and Zuna has to run away.
They're able to push back Sonya, and that's really big. He wasn't able to get the flank and the kill on one of those squishy members. Now K1 Pro looking for the aggressive play, but iDream going to rotate around. They're still looking at trying to get that mid fort. iDream taking damage from Zuna. Where is Dunk Train to bring in the heals? Looks like it will not be in time, and Zeratul gets taken out by Bob Ross fan club.
I don't know what iDream was thinking there, being that far aggressive without having his blink out of that fight. But now Cloud9, you really can't get much more out of this Dragonite because that's about to expire, and now it's a tough situation where Bob Ross is on the same tier as them, and that Dragonite is down.
And still, somehow, that mid fort remains for Bob Ross. They've sieged it like 3 times, but they've got out double the penetrating round. Somehow, Divine Shield, though,
and
into
a
the
two-man mosh pit, doing so much damage. The chain bomb does work there. Blessed Shield comes out, but Urho gonna be the first to fall. K1 Pro chasing down Fan, but he's completely out of mana. Arcane Barrier used. Blind coming out from King Caffeine onto Sonya, but the Gravity Labs connects, and Dunk Train's gonna fall. King Caffeine gets lumps up, and suddenly 3 more members are down for Cloud9.
And they're gonna immediately start to push with this. They know that this is the chance that they need, and they've brought back the experience. Only about a half level behind. Picking up this fort should put them right on even terms with Cloud9.
About a half level down. They still need to get ETC up at 40 seconds on Joanna and Morales. This is a free push for Bob Ross, and if they get this front wall, they will be even up, maybe even ahead of the experience against Cloud9.
Yeah, because both of those towers do eke scout, more experience, then of course it's going to be very nice for Bob Ross to finally have that breathing room, know that this lane is pushed, and know that they've opened up a way into a keep should they be able to finally get a Dragon Knight of their own.
For the first time in the game, guys, Bob Ross fan club has an experience lead. They've been behind since the start. We saw a really aggressive play opening up from Cloud9. They got a lot of early kills, but this is finally the moment where Bob Ross has the momentum in their favor.
Been loving this build on ETC from Airho all weekend, adding the speed metal to it as well. It's so aggressive and so great at being able to catch someone out, and the synergy that they've shown with their abilities. Once they throw someone back to them, being able to jump on that with either the Gravity Lapse or the Hammer of Justice, even the Mystical Spear that Sonya has as well. Really great job at being able to finally come back a little bit in this game.
Bob Ross with that experience lead. They're getting very close to level 20 as both teams have hit 19. Shrines are spawning in 6 seconds. Both teams going to be looking to force a fight, but can Cloud9 make something happen before Bob Ross gets 20?
They know someone's here. King Caffeine going to show this out. They know that they're in the bottom, though, working on these bruisers, too. That is going to push them back a bit.
Yeah, they're going to have to fall back here. Fan in a really aggressive position, looking for those chain bombs as the bruisers do push in here. iDream starting to lead them down just a little bit. Force wall coming out from McIntyre, trying to zone off of the point. Top lane, no one has kept that shrine, but there goes K1 Pro. He is flying up.
Now they're realizing this isn't the lane for them, starting to lose out in that experience, and it's going to be a little bit scary if they can't pick up something here. They know that they already have the bruisers pushing in that lane too, so it's already in their favor a bit, and that means that they've got the room they need, the space created by picking up that shrine. And now as the rotation comes up, they may look to pick up the bottom one as Kael'Thas picks up the top.
This is the power of Falstad on this map, being able to use that mobility to try and get their team a Dragon Knight. Cloud9 going to be denied it for now, but at least they're doing a good job of that so far. Clairvoyance using the bottom lane to scout out what's going on down there. Both teams on the verge of hitting 20. This game, Gilly, is so even.
It is so even, and forts still remaining for teams on top of that. No keeps being taken down yet as we get the 17-minute point.
Oh, the mosh pit goes down. There's nothing to interrupt. The big chain bomb from Fan. There goes Urho taking a lot of damage, but nice disengage from K1 Pro. Arthur with the stim drone doing a lot of damage to the front line. Void Prison's zoning out Zuna and Urho, but they're looking to disengage.
King Caffeine going to continue to move the team back. Dungtrain keeping everyone very, very healthy. The big story of that mosh pit was that Dungtrain didn't get caught in that, so was able to keep everyone healthy despite the fact that they had the Divine Shield on the mosh pit.
Beautiful Blessed Shield coming out from King Caffeine. They're all clumped up. Kenma getting very low. Zuna looking for their re-engage. Nice knock back there from Dungtrain with the grenade. Kenma trying to keep his team alive. Arcane Barrier used on Fen. A lot of damage going on the Caffeine. Zuna misses the spear on the Dungtrain. He's overextended, but does pop the hard-edge shield. They're looking for the fight. A lot of damage going on iDream, and iDream falls. Will they get the kill on Zuna? He gets healed by Kenma, and I think that's going to be the fight for Bob Ross. They're trying their hardest to keep this alive. Arthur doing so much damage, and the heals from Dungtrain have been amazing in this fight.
He has so much mana left too. He can continue to keep everyone up, but he needs to try to do
oh, the blow from Fan! Arthur's caught, and he's going to go down!
Oh, another takedown now for Bob Ross. 60 seconds until they'll even have everyone up for Cloud9.
This is such a crazy engagement. Bob Ross is coming on top. It's a 3 versus 5. They need to deny this turn-in, though. They're going to leave McIntyre here to stall it out. Van's going to bottom lane, and that's going to be Sonya in the top lane. And I think this will be the first Dragon Knight of the game for Bob Ross.
McIntyre looks like he is maybe backing or maybe he's just hanging out there waiting to see if he can pick it up. Can they do anything? K1 Pro is completely trapped here.
Here comes a double stun from Kenma. There is Urho with the knockback. K1 Pro does use the gust. Does he have Epic Mount up? The power slide comes in, and K1 Pro falls 64 seconds without fall stat.
Completely staggered death timers. This is a wreck for Cloud9 now. Finally, Bob Ross secures a Dragon Knight, and they start pushing in toward the mid.
That is 50 seconds until fall stat's back up. Looks like Bob Ross is going to be pushing into that bottom keep, and with a Dragon Knight 20 minutes into the game, Bob Ross could potentially end the game here.
They really have to be so careful. Cloud9 has to keep everyone alive here. They cannot lose anyone more. The Void Prison going to go down, stall this out as much as possible.
They're looking to hold this off as well as they can. Keep Caffeine going in for the Condemned and get the Blessed Shield. Hyperion being used to do as much damage to that backline as they can. Good heals from Dungtrain as well, and it looks like Bob Ross wants to try and go for core.
The keep is down. The stem drone goes on to Arthalon. He's trying to wreck it as much as possible. King Caffeine doing everything desperately to be able to pull Zuna off of the core. The shields have gone down though.
The mosh pit with the Divine Shield. Dungtrain's inside of it. The core is falling, and I think they've done it. Bob Ross fan club has won. Heroes Rising.
coming back from an
Wow!
taking out Cloud9.
Bob Ross Fan Club, a team that's been playing together less than 2 months, has dethroned the World Championship on their own turf. Cloud9 has lost a North American land.
Look at the hugs that come out from the team. They are so incredibly proud, and as they should be. To get knocked down by Cloud9 yesterday, the round of 8 winners bracket, come all the way, fight their way through the lower bracket, defeat Tempo Storm in the lower bracket finals, and then face and defeat Cloud9, getting revenge.